Time now for a look through the press with Diptyque Laurent. You're starting with mass deportations of 1 million Afghans from Iran for economic reasons, according to Tehran.
Yeah, that's right, Karis. It's one of the worst displacement crises of the past decade, according to this New York Times article. A photo report that documents that exodus, that mass exodus of over 1 million. In fact, since the beginning of the year, more than 1.4 million Afghans have fled or been deported from Iran as the government in Tehran clamps down on undocumented refugees. Where do we even go now? That's what many of them are asking, because in fact, as you read this article, you'll understand that a lot of the Afghans who live in Iran have lived there their whole lives. And so they're essentially facing the prospect of having to move to a country that's now basically foreign to them.
And you also have the Times documenting the wave of xenophobia in Iran towards Afghans.
Yeah, it's in this very article here, and you'll see some of the pictures, very striking pictures that really give us an idea of what kind of future these Afghans are facing now. Iran is host to the world's largest refugee population, about 4 million. That's 95% of that population are believed to be Afghans. They're limited to low-skill physical work. They're only allowed to live in 10 of the 31 Iranian provinces. But since the war with Israel, officials and state media have claimed without proof that Afghans were recruited by Israel and the U.S., that they're seizing military sites, seeking to stage terrorist attacks and build drones. And this has led to a wave of xenophobia against Afghans. Some of them, they recount in this article, are beaten in the street. They're denied basic food, services, basic medical care, and this has also precipitated their departure as well. Now, there's also an interesting article in this paper, Hasht-e-Sub. This is an independent Afghan newspaper, which says that economically it's a huge hit for the Afghan economy as well. Vital remittance money sent by Afghans in Iran back home to their relatives in Afghanistan has now been cut off very abruptly. The mass influx of Afghans in Afghanistan also intensifying crises already existing in housing, healthcare, and unemployment.
And The Guardian has published an exclusive report today which shows Europe's biggest bomb maker sold parts for bombs used by Israel in attacks that killed children in Gaza.
Yeah, that's right. This through a sort of web of connections, and The Guardian really explains it quite well. The European missile group MBDA, that's what we're talking about here now. Concerns are already mounting about the extent to which European companies are benefiting from the devastation in Gaza. Now, this Guardian investigation, alongside with Disclose and Follow the Money, both investigative websites, examined the supply chain of the GBU-39 bomb. Now, the missile maker MBDA, a European missile maker, owns a factory in Alabama, U.S., which produces parts, actually wings, that are fitted to the GBU-39 bomb that's actually made by Boeing. Now, revenue from this flows, from the U.S. company flows to its U.K. branch, which then passes on profits to MBDA, which is headquartered here in France. Now, last year, the French company distributed some 400 million euros to shareholders, notably BAE Systems, Airbus, and Leonardo, British, French, and Italian, respectively. Using open source, the investigation verified 24 cases, and you'll see it in their website here. It's an interactive website. They identified 24 cases where this bomb was used against civilians in Gaza, each one including many or one single or multiple child casualties. Many of these attacks without warning at night in places of refuge. The UN and Amnesty have both called them suspected war crimes, Karis.
All right, moving on now. The Washington Post has interviewed former guards and inmates at a government detention center who shed light on its appalling conditions.
Yeah, it cost $450 million to build. The temporary migrant detention center in the Everglades in Florida has been rather crudely nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz by the Republicans. Former prison guards told the Washington Post that during their experiences, food was cold. They only got one 15-minute break during a 12-hour shift when they were standing the whole time. For detainees, it's even worse. They face a lack of basic hygienic products. A stench emanating from backed up portaloos really wafting over the whole center. Just appalling conditions. This academic here for The Conversation writes that Alligator Alcatraz really shows Donald Trump's penchant for visual cruelty.
And the Washington Post today also talks about an unusual alliance, basketball and chess.
Yeah, that's right. It's a lovely story, a little bit more lighter, if you like. A former NBA star, Derrick Rose, has teamed up with Norwegian chess grandmaster Magnus Carlsen. The latter has harbored a passion for chess for a long time. That's Derrick Rose. But he hesitated to talk about it with his teammates because he says for some reason he felt the cerebral game was out of place in the basketball space. Well, no longer. On the weekend, Derrick Rose paired up with Carlsen to host a Chestival in Las Vegas, an all-day affair bringing former NBA players and chess masters for a series of tournaments. It was filmed with close-up angles so you could see every reaction. They were dressed casually as well, the idea being to make chess more accessible to the common people, Karis, and more casual, but all the while respecting its hallowed traditions.
Lovely. Thank you very much for that look at the